Okay, we're heading out of town. We are going up to a spring about 12 miles up the road where we get the water that Paul likes to use when he's making his plasma energy. So as you see, coming up ahead here are the Beartooth Mountains. Well, we're right at the base of the Beartooth Mountains, and we're going to go up the road a bit and go to our spring where we like to get the water. So here's a nice panorama going into the mountains, and you see lots of trees on the left, which is where the creek coming into town originates out of these mountains. And we're actually on a highway that's a seasonal scenic highway that ultimately ends up in Yellowstone. So here's the mountainside view of our creek that goes through town, and we're still getting a lot of runoff, and it's really green this year. We've had so much rain and cool weather. It's been really gorgeous. So there's our creek, and now we're going to go up the hill to our spring. And here we are up at the spring with some other like-minded people. I'll go ahead and walk on up there and show you how it's coming out of the mountain.
Plain, but it's a, you take like herbs,
right?
And plants and even metals.
Like colloidal silver?
Well, it's kind of like colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is a colloid.
Yes.
Of course, that's where the name comes from. But what we make is monoatomic, and it's much smaller than colloidal.
Okay.
With tiny particles that are just single atoms all by themselves.
And it transfers across the cell walls easier.
Yeah, and it makes a plasmatic field that influences, like for instance, I have arthritic knees.
Okay.
And I can't hardly walk a lot of times unless I use plasma energy. And what you see here,
because I've got a lot of broken parts,
is I put plasma energy water that I make. It's a long process.
right?
On this side. And this one over here fell off, I guess. It's gone.
Oh yeah, I found it on the floor today. I wondered if it was yours or mine.
You know, arthritis is becoming an issue with me, and that's why I'm curious.
And it makes it to where there's no pain at all.
Oh my goodness.
I have no pain in my knees, and I can walk. Whereas without it, if I take these band-aids off and go for a week,
right?
I get to where I can't hardly walk.
Yeah, because some days it's hard for me to put my socks on.
Yeah, and you know, I'm doing the same thing here.
Okay, so
yeah, I've got one set here, and see, there's one more band-aid on the other side.
So you just soak the band-aid?
Yeah, just the gauze part.
Just the gauze part. I put about 7 drops of the plasma water on there.
That's it.
That's it. And I've got a whole bag full of these fabric band-aids that I've done that way. And when they fall off, I just put a new one on.
Okay.
You shower with them on and everything, and it doesn't take the energy away.
Crazy.
And
yeah, I broke my neck and my back and body parts all over the place.
Oh man.
More banged up than a rodeo cowboy. And the only thing I do is I try to drink a gallon of water a day. As long as my hydration stays high and I drink this stuff, I seem to do better. But yeah, the arthritis is starting to take its toll.
where do you have it? Knees?
I broke my neck and 7 vertebrae in my back. My knees aren't too bad. I've dislocated this shoulder twice, this one once, 7 broken ribs, 13 concussions.
And you're not a cowboy?
What the hell are you doing?
Snowmobile racing.
Oh.
Dumb.
Motorsports. Motorsports were a big part of my life, and boy, if I could have figured out how to spend my youth a little differently.
I think all of us can say that.
Yeah.
I used to rodeo.
Okay, so yeah, you've hit the dirt a time or two.
Youth is wasted on the young, we say.
Ah,
And the other thing we say is, damn it, we're not 20 anymore.
well, darn it. It didn't hurt when I was 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, I sold the dirt bikes, I got rid of the snowmobiles, and I'm hoping these guys don't.
I'm mad.
You are mad. I'm hoping you don't follow in my footsteps. You'll feel better when you're 50.
Oh.
I still felt pretty good when I was 50. Now I'm 79.
Oh wow! I wouldn't have guessed that.
Well, and he's 79 with a kidney transplant of 14 years and had type 1 diabetes diagnosed when he was 44, which,
Got rid of that.
no, it's still there, but it's way, way more
It's
manageable.
controllable with plasma energy.
Right.
I've been able to control my diabetes, and it's a type 1. It's the worst kind.
Yes. I want to research this plasma energy that you're talking about.
When we get back down to the car, I probably have a card with me
Okay.
because I snagged my purse on the way out the door.
Right.
So,
We've got a website,
Do you?
and I got a bunch of videos. In fact, we're in the process right now of doing videos and putting them up on the web,
Right.
oh, but we need to ask your permission.
on YouTube.
Oh,
Are you okay if you're in a video? Okay.
And they're on YouTube,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I would. You piqued my interest with your knee doesn't hurt when you walk anymore.
both of them.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Because, ooh,
Yeah, we've done a lot of things. We've got all kinds of combinations for what we call clear mind, clean mouth, anxiety relief, arthritis relief. We just came out with one for Lyme disease.
okay.
And we've had people from around the country ask us to make this plasma energy out of different things. The doctor in Florida asked us to make a thyroid combination. We just finished that, and then a woman back east where they just have a huge problem with ticks and everything.
How does this relate to Eastern medicine?
Good question.
Okay.
Well, take it from the acupuncture standpoint, because he was one of the first vets in the country to do acupuncture on animals.
Acupuncture did
Yeah, I'm a-
amazing things.
I'm
Yeah.
a veterinarian. I worked on racehorses.
Okay.
And that was,
Track.
Wait a minute. Do you know Hank over in Bridger?
No, but I know the guy who used to own that practice over there. He was a classmate of mine.
No, Hank is a horse race breeder.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know him.
Okay. I wish my brain had worked better. I'd throw out his last name. Nope.
nope.
Nope. It's not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Well, and you were just talking about that today on a video, kind of leading into the plasma energy and the whole idea of the energy in acupuncture.
Yeah.
It's directly related to Eastern medicine.
Okay.
It's a concept. It's a holistic concept,
Right.
and there's a lot of intention that goes with it, and
Mind, body, energy.
yeah, and you're in charge of your own health.
Oh, yeah.
And if you depend on the doctors to do it for you, you're in trouble, man.
When I broke my neck and back, the doctors wanted to cut me, do a 9-level fusion, a corpectomy. I told them no. And I walked out of that office in a body cast for a year. And then they said, Oxycontin. And I lasted maybe 90 days on that hateful drug.
Oh, yeah.
And I pushed it away. And I've been dealing with my pain with water. And that's it.
Well, that's pretty awesome. And you know, we do have things like pain relief. We made another combination out of CBD oil.
Okay.
Called the Ancient Sacred Plant Never-Ending Plasma Energy Inflammation Relief. That's kind of a mouthful.
That's what I need, is the inflammation.
Yeah, and it's the energy off of everything that you've just taken it to the last step, that the body would have all these steps to finally give you the energy of whatever you ingest.
Right.
But by doing the process that Paul has been doing, you go straight to the energy source.
Right, because I really thought just letting the human body is such an amazing machine, and that's where I went. And my orthopedic surgeon looked at me and told me I was crazy.
Yeah.
However, everything I know about back surgeries, you have one, keep adding up, and so I didn't want to have one.
Yeah, and our son deals with a back injury, and you know, he's kind of in the same boat.
I can do 65 pull-ups.
Yeah, and he does pull-ups. He does the inversion table.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of plasma energy to add.
Okay, I will take that card.
Alrighty. Well, how serendipitous. Not only
because I don't even like taking a leave. Sometimes, you know, if the weather. The weather.
Oh,
hurts.
sure.
And so sometimes I'll take an leave PM. However, I think that if I just keep my hydration up, I don't need any of that stuff. And if you're doing something with plasma and water that would make my life less grumpy pants.
Oh yeah.
Because it makes me pretty unbearable to be around sometimes.
See, my body is old.
Right.
And these knees are wore out. I used to run.
Yeah.
Every morning I'd get up and run 5 miles.
My favorite thing is to go up on that mountain and spank black diamonds every day of the week.
Yeah.
However, sometimes it's really hard to get the socks on.
But if I didn't have the plasma energy, I wouldn't be walking.
How'd you find out about it?
A friend of mine in New Jersey told me about it, and there's a Iranian nuclear physicist who put up a bunch of videos on it. His name is Kesh.
Okay.
And he has a Kesh Foundation, which is it's a educational thing, and he had workshops for 3 years on all of this stuff, and he's really hard to understand
Because of the accent? Right.
the accent and his sentence structure. He doesn't talk like you and I. You put the subject of the word of the sentence at the beginning and the verb at the end, and you're sitting there shaking your head wondering, what the hell did he say?
Right.
You know? And so she figured out how to decipher his stuff, and she typed up all the workshops for me.
Okay.
Well, I did about 110 workshops, and
Because I'm looking at your skin and your eyes, and for somebody who's, how old did you say?
79.
79? Yeah. You're looking good.
Grandpa should do this.
It sounds like everybody should do this.
uh-huh.
Do you have any stuff for cancer?
It works the same.
Has your grandpa got cancer?
Yeah,
Where at?
prostate. I got the phone call on Father's Day.
Oh man.
You called on Father's Day.
I did call him on Father's Day. Gave me the news.
That's a hard one to deal with.
It happens to all of us if we get old enough.
One of the things that makes it hard to deal with is where it's at.
Right.
It's hard to. I don't have mine on right now. I forgot to wear them today. I have these pads that I soaked in plasma energy, just like I did my knees, about this big, and I wear one in front and one in back, and
Over your kidneys and over your gut.
yeah,
Right.
there's balancing effect between the two, and it normalizes my guts. And with diabetics, you always have digestive problems,
Right.
and it helps me with that.
Does it? Because I've had amoebic dysentery, I've had West Nile, I've had Giardia, I've had.
See, I've got a preparation that I made for parasites,
Okay. I'm full of them.
and I had a bunch, and I got rid of them with this parasite mix that I made.
I would love to have your card.
That would be great. I just,
The more you talk, the more I'm listening, and the more. Because some days I struggle.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
And you're young.
I got a long road to hoe.
That's right.
Right.
46.
I've got another 50 years ahead of me,
Yeah.
and if I don't get this managed, my pain's gonna make me so crazy that nobody's gonna want to be around me.
Right.
I pray. I drink my water.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can,
But it's not enough,
right.
and I know it's not enough. However, I don't want to take their OxyContin, and I don't want
Don't.
their over-the-counter liver-destroying drugs.
Yeah, they are. And that OxyContin, it's got some bad long-term side effects.
Oh my goodness. It's heroin
Yeah.
that doctors give you. Thanks.
This is good for you.
Right.
I'm
Well-
not impressed with our medical system at all.
No, and that's why I was asking if, it was the more Eastern approach,
It
because
is.
it's India versus China, which one started first, and they both are ancient and amazing. And if we would get our heads wrapped around diet,
I can help you fill those if you
exercise,
want.
and
Sure.
holistic mind, body,
Hi there.
soul.
Some more folks coming to the spring. Oh,
We got a good helper here.
Right on.
okay, here we are at the spring, and there's a little pipe that comes right out of the side of the mountains with some nice, clear, sparkling mountain water. And while we're here, we're going to go ahead and get some more water for our jugs. And this just goes right on down the hillside and meets up with Rock Creek across the road.